Hara Hara Shiva Shiva Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Namah. Maha Shivaratri is the fourth day talk. We have been seeing for the past 3 days on important aspects and methodology, higher wisdom into what is this thing called Maha Shiva. Taking the Rathri as an aspect where stillness and silence prevail, this we have been seeing from the first day. The 4 different muhurtas of Shiva, which is descending, and all signifying his cosmic intelligence, power, light, which is descending to Mother Earth. Followed by the second day, we have seen the power of devotion. What is the degree of your devotion? In which the degree of his grace also flows in. So we have also seen the Nada Bindu Tattva, the Bindu being the cosmic light, the intelligence, and the Nada being the sound of his vibration. And we have also seen the power of mantra, the power of sound. What is this sound? Where it came from? What is that within the human body which is personifying the human constitute, the human body, the creation? All parts of it came from this Bindu, the cosmic intelligence, vibrated itself as sound. Within him, the purposefulness of the creation, the purposefulness of you being here, and the intelligence, all that needed within to create this creation, to create this human body, within which the entire elements which is needed to produce this creation, and the dynamism, power, which can manifest itself into many, which we call Maya, Agadita Katana, Patiyasi Maya, making the impossible possible. All this intrinsic, huge wisdom of Shiva is that called Bindu. And that same Bindu, which is Purnatva, which is full and complete by itself, is existing within me. We have to realize this as one of the content which we have seen, that who is the one watching the thought, and where is the light which give light to a thought, respond the thought. Where is this coming from? It was not my making. It is already indwelt within us. So Nada Bindu is my entire human body itself is another Bindu. This is what we have seen. And for today's topic, the power of silence and stillness, to realize our energy centers, which we term as chakras, power of 5 elements and how to activate them, which we term as Buddha Shuddhi, the power of Namah Shivaya mantra, heavy subject matters. From a yogic standpoint, it goes into volumes. But our intention now is Maha Shivaratri, the descent of Shiva with his potent, is descending, it's for free. The 4-letter word which is very attractive to everybody is free, F-R-E-E. You catch that somehow, you highlight great, free. Really, this huge cosmic power, which all the yogis and siddhas are sitting for years to all together to ascend all the way to his most potent part, as I told you, that 7 up, in which Satya, the above, and that is the potent power descending. And it's free. We have to make use of it. And to make full use of it is why this, to understand the greatness of Mahashivaratri, have to be exhibited the way it have been told by Pramana, by the Vedic, by the Agama. They have revealed so much of truth. So we are actually focusing on Mahashivaratri. We have seen the ascension and descending. That descending, how am I going to attract the descending in me? So the power of Nada Bindu in Shiva he has his motionless state as well as his dynamic state. Both are not too different. From the same, it moved, a movement, sanjala. So that movement came from the power of his motionless state, which we call stillness, silence. But the stillness, silence is not empty, yeah? Please remember, stillness, silence is not empty. That's not the end. That is the beginning. We're going to stillness, silence. That is where the work begins. The work of, yeah, in Sivapuranam. சிவன் அவன் என் சிந்தையுள் நின்றாதனால் அவன் அருளாலே அவன் தாழ் வணங்கி. சிவன் அவன், the stillness, silence, content of all his power, என் சிந்தையுள் நின்றாதனால், that Shiva's stillness power in my consciousness established himself. Nindradana. Nindra means established Shiva in my consciousness. When I establish Shiva in my consciousness, where he established himself, yeah, the descending power, that power, which is his grace, avan arulale, avan tal vanangi, avan tal. Tal here is his feet, and I worship is his feet. What is his feet? The power of the stillness, silence as Shiva Maha Prana, which is within you, if that can be active, where you, the individual, ascend your individuality, where the powerhouse, break the ignorance from Muladhara with 7 chakras, when it ascend, who is ascending now? Because this chakra system have been kind of being very confused by many people who come in between and have their own theory behind them. So actually, what happens in ascension? What happens in ascension is you're breaking your individual self, which is an illusion, actually. If I am Shiva, so that 3-dimensional body which I own becomes illusion if you go to the depth of it, because jayate vartate, what is the body which comes and it goes. Therefore, it is mithya. It doesn't always survive. So that which survives within you, which we call Shiva. So what is ascension is actually you are dissolving everything of yours as a body, mind, but ascending the purity of yours to Sahasrara. So ascension means you are no more. Less you, more him. More you, less him. You understand? So how do you burn this process of your individuality? That the process of individuality first must be straightened up from the body standpoint, because the travel is from the known to unknown, from the body to the mind, to the deeper mind, to higher intelligence, then high intelligence transform into Shiva. This is the ascendant process. So the body, which is elemental, space, air, fire, water, earth, constitute, permutate, combine, and this material gets heavy, by which the cosmic light becomes dull, because heavy material, because this 3-dimensional body is perceivable. Since it's perceivable, I get attached to something is perceived. This is where we make our mistake. Since I'm attached with something I perceive, we have not questioned. I would like to say most of us don't want to know the truth. They know the truth. Actually, Shiva existing, everybody knows. But they don't want to know the truth Because if I go into this truth, I also become invisible. This kind of worry, where it came from, again, the lower nature. But in ascension, what all blessings you get, you have not questioned it. What will be the blessings that I will receive when I ascend and place my head in Shiva Mahaprana? That is why it's always the head, the head. This is where Sahasra Tala. We will see what is Sahasra, what is Muladhara, in each chakra, what happens. We will see that thing. So that thing which we call the motionless part of Shiva, Aruna Achala, Aruna Chala, which is Dakshinamurti, isn't it? Which we have seen the first day. One of his Muhurta, one of his cosmic light is wisdom light, which is Dakshinamurti, which is the wisdom light. And that's Arunachala. Aruna, the consciousness. Achala means doesn't move. Arunachala means he's in and through the cosmic. First, if I say in and through, it's in and through me. So this wisdom, how do I receive? Do I receive it from books? Or do I receive it as a direct knowledge about myself? You receive it as a direct knowledge. That is why you are ascending, because the entire wisdom is somewhere. Ajna is where people say Ajna is here. Actually, Ajna has another point within which we will see again. So there is the wisdom. The entire wisdom about the entire Veda, the Agama, everything about your true self will be imparted to you, which is within the Shiva Mahaprana, which is somewhere just below the Sahasrara. When you can enter into that state in stillness, silence, and what should be the content of your consciousness should be the form of Shiva in sound, in a sound form, which we have seen yesterday mantra. He has a sound form, Nada, the Bindu vibrating itself, that vibration became sound. So the sound, the owner of the sound, Nama, the name, has a Nami, the owner of the name. Arunachalam, I'm the owner of the name. What is the thing which I'm owning here for me to call in that name? The owner. So here, the owner being the Bindu, cosmic intelligence with all the contents which I've again and again told you. So I vibrate my consciousness. Sivanarulale Avantalvanagi. My content of my consciousness should be vibrating his sound form. In this case, Om Namah Shivaya. You are focusing on this light and you are vibrating his sound form with that constant focus, one pointed, and constant vibration throughout all your chakras. You have to merge with him. Technically also you have to do it. It will happen in that way. So in the process of aligning, what happens from the body standpoint, which is the constitute of space, air, fire, water, earth, these elements of each element within which has the power of senses. For example, if you take Muladhara, it has the earth content and it has the sense of touch. We are going to connect all these things. We are going to see what we are going to touch, what we are going to taste, what we are going to see, what we are going to smell, what we are going to hear. Let us go into depth of it. Then becomes the Swadhisthana, which is the water content, and that deals with relationship. The Mooladhara deals with survival and human potentialities. This is the original terms of what Muladhara is. It talks about the human potentiality. What is our potentiality within us? We won't know unless these entrapped materials are being released. You will see the human potentiality. So Muladhara is the base of human potentiality, which is sleeping now. We have to awaken this. In which way? Because since it's the earth element, and the sound of the earth element is na. Then comes to Swadhisthana, which is the water element, which relates with relationship. Here we must know something. Go to the depth of this Swadhisthana. It is creative power, true. It's creative power. That's the yoni from which a child is formed, from which the liquid is being served. It's a creative power. For both masculine and feminine also, it's a creative power. It's a tremendous creative power. Don't go into a very wrong conclusion of relationship with husband-wife relationship. That will be later part. First, relate. I must relate to my soul. And Swadhisthana aligns your soul with him, with your creative power. What is your creative power now? To bear a child, is there where you are seeing the creative power, or your creative power that you can merge into Shiva? You see the creation, the creative power that we hold, that relating power. There's a relation power. I am constantly related with the cosmic intelligence within me. I am not seeing that relationship, enhanced relationship at Swadhisthana. Water content. This water content, I will reveal it when I'm going to Agni Chakra. So Manipura fire. So Manipura has the fire content, and it has the power of seeing, sight. I'm talking about the essence of seeing. Eyes are the tool to see. The eyes are blind, but you still see your thoughts, isn't it? The very power of hearing, the ears is the tool to hear, but the very power of hearing is a different thing altogether. Have we enhanced our power of hearing, our power of sight? So Manipura Chakra holds a very important power within that, which is the willpower. It's one of the most needed element here, the fire power. Fire has two qualities within it. It burns, destroys, and it also gives light. It has two very powerful sources it gives. So here, the Manipura, I want to shift my attention somewhere else. It is connected. When Parvati wanted to meditate upon Shiva with a particular posture, Vrikshasana, this is very clearly stated how he saw, how Tirumula saw this whole process of meditation. So what she did was focus on Shiva. Because she's focusing on Shiva as the cosmic Mahaprana within her, and she went into Manipura Chakra. And from Manipura Chakra, she put focus on Shiva Mahaprana, the prana at Manipura Chakra, focus. And that's the spot. It's a threshold of higher wisdom. This is a threshold. Manipura is a wisdom. Don't get confused with many other speech which they do is egocentric. Let us not go into that. It is a willpower. Again, I would like to say Muladhara is the spot of higher human potentialities that get released. Swadhisthana is a point where you are aligned, related with your soul. Manipura Chakra, the fire chakra, is the threshold of higher wisdom giving you the maximum willpower not to stop until you merge into him. That's the power of Manipura. And that is why she placed Shiva Mahaprana at Manipura. She knows only when I am having the maximum willpower, I can merge into him. So not to drop, she burned into here. And she brought the same power all the way to her throat chakra. There is a meaning behind that. And straight to Sahasrara. She also did her own ascension in each chakra. And that ascension was the one which merged Shakti into Shiva's consciousness. And that was the yogic practices which Divine Mother did. And Divine Mother was the one who revealed this greatest truth to us, stating that as a testimony, I have tried this, and if you too try this, you will sure to align and merge into Shiva. So, Anahata Chakra, which is the Heart Chakra, is a well-being of your emotions. It deals with the well-being of emotions. People say it's a Heart Chakra is a love center. It's all true. Love center is all true, but what is love is also another big subject which we have not figured it out yet. We think love is something to do with one person here, another person, and we sharing something. We are talking about a homogeneous truth of Shiva. You know what's homogeneous? It belongs to the same family. That's homogeneous, isn't it? We all belong to the same family, homogeneous family, which is him. We are all Shiva. Whether you are a woman, male or female, we are all one homogeneous. From that one, everything came. And that is the emotions. That a devotion is the highest emotion which we should develop. And the highest emotions is being buried inside the heart chakra. And that higher emotion is called emotional intelligence. This is how the Siddha masters have revealed this. Emotional intelligence. What is this emotional intelligence? Shakti Parvati, when she was losing all her mood and got angry, a small little boy, a tiny little one, called Mother, "Oh, Divine Mother, please cool down, don't be angry." One small little boy called her. And she turned around. She was furious, huh, Kali? She turned around and, "Who is this boy?" And the boy said, "I'm Shiva," and disappeared. But when the boy called Divine Mother, "Amma, don't be angry," the mother had an impact in her heart and said, "What is this emotion?" Even she did not understand. What is this emotion? Gave me the feeling of a mother. If you're asked this kind of emotions, what is that? What is that emotion which is invoking me to do something, especially being a motherhood, feeling of a motherhood. So what is that feeling of a motherhood? But here me, Shati, Parvati, have already encompassed by the love of Shiva. And what is this second love which I'm looking at? Am I distancing myself with that love which I really wanted? And there's another love here which I'm turning around looking at that side. Am I doing the right thing? You understanding what I'm talking about? The different degrees of love. Have you understood that? So to teach you what love is, without a transaction, without a barter trade, without you give me this, I give you that. If you don't give me this, out you go. Human love, right? Can we talk about something which is homogeneous yet love, which is in and true, one together? How am I going to understand this love thing? Unless you become the lover. You become the lover. Then you can understand what love is. So that part of it, to teach you the heart chakra is the power, which when it opens, it gives you the divine wisdom of what love is all about. Then comes to Vishuddhi Chakra, which has the space element and the hearing power. The Vishuddhi Chakra gives you the communication power, and that is the one which gives you growth. Because why it gives you growth? If you see from Muladhara Chakra, it's earth. As you ascend, you bring down the toxic of the earth quality and take the purified earth quality and merge into water, which is Swadhisthana, merging the water quality into the fire, merging the fire into air, and all these four merging into space. That is where actual growth is from your soul standpoint, because purified elements now mixed, mingled together. How the creation came by was through this intelligence and this vibration through which elemental state came from Akashat, Vayu, Vayu, Rakni, Akni, Rapa, Apa, Prithvi, Prithivya, Oshadya. From space, air, air into fire, fire into water, water into earth element. When you go for an ascend, everything is collected as one powerful cosmic space where this elemental state are no more the materials pulling you down. You ascend as a pure Shiva Mahaprana. And this can only happen through the focus of your consciousness. How do you focus your consciousness? Your belief pattern. That the truth Shiva is within me as a Mahashiva Prana. With that focus, vibrate Namah Shivaya, which is the content of all the space, air, fire, water, earth. When this thing is vibrating, the material body will remove all toxic, in this case, karmic vibrations, are all being cleansed by this process called Buddha Shuddhi, cleanse of the gross elemental state to remove ignorance and bring light to it. That ascension is the one which is so important, where you are transforming, transcending into Shiva Mahaprana above the head. So this Agni Chakra is a third eye chakra. This is the chakra gives you the intuitive eyes. The intuitive eyes is an eye which confers an invisible reality as truth. You can't use these two eyes outside. You have to use the inner eyes, and that inner eyes becomes the Agni Chakra, and the Agni Chakra holds the wisdom of who you are directly given by. So at this point of a thing, we actually mentioned 9 different chakras. So Agni Chakra is one, and just we call that a particular nadi. This particular nadi, which is in between the Agni Chakra, that particular nadi releases certain liquid, and that is called the Chitri nadi, which is at the uvula point. I'm going to tell you some important note from that. The uvula, do you know the uvula? That's the inner tongue. At that tongue point, there is another chakra, which we See that as nadi, and above that, this particular chakra is called the Talu Chakra, the uvula point. And above that, there's a Brahma nadi, and above that, the Sahasrara. So actually, 9 different chakras are involved in that ascension. So Sahasrara being the final point, and Shakti being the Ajna, and Shakti entering into Shiva as a Ardhanari, as a single unit of consciousness, and your individuality merging into all these elements, purified as a soul consciousness, entering into the wisdom of Shakti, and you, wisdom, entering into Shiva. This is the chakra sadhana, complete work. What we need to do, a mind which is focused. As I told you, focus is a very difficult thing by many people who are talking about this thing. But yesterday I told, all thoughts in me is your thought. Why am I worrying about a thought? I just keep on doing my work as focus because I love you. I want to merge into you. This Shiva Shakti, see a huge metaphysics involved in them. Because whom you are daily relating with, you become them. You tell your friends, I tell who you are. Well, that's some phrase like that. But if my mentor is Shiva, my friend is Shiva, then I definitely get his influence. That is why daily a sadhana practice, every day going into Shiva Mahaprana. Sure, you'll be influenced because he's your friend. Daily you're spending a lots of time and you get influenced by that person. Therefore, this influencing process is what we call chakra sadhana. To influence all my elements by your cosmic intelligence, with your compassion, with your love, enter into all my elemental state of the body. The material body, the materials of space, air, fire, water, earth, if doesn't goes for a Buddha Shuddhi, a cleansing of bringing the light into every chakra, then the chakras are not going to function. So we have this gross body as such. The functioning of the gross body depends on a subtle body, the mind, the energy. It all goes to the subtle body. The subtle body is where, which cannot be seen by the naked eyes or any instruments. You cannot see that, but an intuitive mind has to come to this conclusion. There is an energy field, energy body, which is, and in that, at which point, through the spine only. Through the spine is where these energy circles are there. These energy circles in time could not be able to function because you have limited your power. That power is still at Muladhara, not knowing your human potentialities. So in this case, when you see these 5 elements as the power of Namah Shivaya, we will see Na is for the earth element, Ma for the water element, Si for the fire element, Va for the air element, Ya becomes the space element. So Namah Shivaya in each chakra, when you place your focus on stillness, silence as a bindu, and in the bindu, the content of consciousness which you are carrying now, which is the source of obstacles in life as karma, I'm going to replace it with the cosmic intelligence of Shiva. I focus on Nada, vibrate Namah Shivaya, and watch the movements, how it takes. It is the cleaning process. It is the healing process. It is the energizing process to lift you up, to show you the human potentialities. You will see how much energy you have been saving in there, which you have not been using. Time to use it. So this is the basic idea of chakras. Now let us see some of these work. So in Tirumandiram, verse number 469, Lord placed the six adharas. It was his will to form the human body. The subtler part of the human body was his placing. So you know not the six centers within. You realize not the great good that dwells therein. That is why the ignorance part of us, we just don't know what is the goodness in each of our subtle body, the chakras, what it holds. As I told you, what kind of powers, the potentiality power, the creative power, the power which aligns you with your soul, the Manipura, the fire power, which gives you the willpower that you must align and be Shiva, and the heart, which teaches you the highest potent power of what love is in a homogeneous manner without having a change. Give me this, give me that. Unconditional love. He teaches you. Then going to the Vishuddhi Chakra, the power of growth. You know, the power of growth is not the growth of the body. The power of the growth is the growth of the mind. And Vishuddhi Chakra gives you the higher mind, higher thinking. Then entering into the wisdom, pure wisdom, where Shiva Guru teaches you everything about the entire Vedas. And going into Sarasara, uniting into that. So you just don't know, that's what the master says, that you don't know what's the good in them. Go and learn the goodness in them and work. You seek not the siddhis within them. Again, say, don't go looking for power which can satisfy your worldly life. Go into the very source of him and express him here. So, and also please remember each chakras also, because they are very powerful. Sometimes you can use it for a wrong thing, because if you are not centralized with Shiva, you come out from Dharma. Shiva is Dharma. Dharma means ethics, spiritual ethics, you know, the worldly ethics. World ethics, sometimes how ethical a ethical person may be. Maybe it's ethics for you. Maybe he doesn't carry any ethics for himself. It doesn't mean anything. The best way to follow ethics is to go to the very Dharma. Dharma means ethics. Shiva means ethics. You merge into him, your life becomes ethic. You can't learn, practice ethics. You have to bring him down. So the siddhis which are found in every chakra, they are powerful siddhis. Even the power of love is a power of siddhi. So the fleshy body is but the 10 senses made. So what is this fleshy body? This fleshy body is an outcome of the senses. The power of hearing transform into ear. The power of seeing transform into eyes. The power of, so each of the senses have developed the body. So the body development depends on the inner energy body called Sukshma Sarira, in which all these powerful chakras are there. You want to fix anything outside, you fix this chakra, and from there the light will fix the things outside. Because we are trying to fix things outside in a limited way, it will not stand. But if you know to the source and the cause of this particular obstacle in life, that has to be dealt with the chakras. Here, I would like to quote this so that we can understand the rest better. This is the most celebrated verses of the Tirumandira. உள்ளம் பெருங்கோயில் ஊன் உடம்பு ஆலயம் வள்ளல் பினானார்க்கு வாய் கோபுர வாசல் தெல்ல தெளிந்தார்க்கு ஜீவன் சிவலிங்கம் கள்ள புலன் அணிந்தும் காலா மணிவிளக்கே. For the bounteous Lord, this heart is the sanctum holy, the fleshy body is the temple vast, the mouth is the tower gate. To them that discern, Jiva is the Shivalinga. This human body is the temple. Configuration of the human body is what we call enlightenment, because this human body has all powers of the supramental Shiva already given into you, without which nothing is going to function. Please realize this truth. Close your eyes and watch who is the one making all movements in your body. You want to touch Shiva? Where is the best spot to touch Shiva? If you do this, it's also wrong, you know. The best is to shut up and get up. Just don't do anything. Every movements, every feelings, it's him. Absorb into it. You can't do anything. You want to touch Shiva? You cannot do anything. Be. You understanding? Be Shiva. Try it. Even sitting down, try it. Just close, don't move. See what is happening. This is power, yeah. So this Ullam Perungoil, first we have to come to this conclusion. This human body is a temple. Shiva Shakti is within me. And the more I vibrate them, the less the unwanted will be released. Here is a very important point. The mouth is the tower gate. The mouth is the tower gate. The human body is a temple. Shiva is within me. The mouth is a tower gate. What is the mouth as a tower gate? To enter into the temple. Human body, enter into the temple. This is the tower gate. If you see the human spinal cord, it will end at around the medulla. From there is the brain stem. So the ascension takes place through the spine, comes to the brain stem, from the brain stem all the way up to the uvula, which is Talu Chakra. That's what I mentioned. Uvula, which is a Talu Chakra. The ascension of all these space, air, fire, water, earth into a single unit of power as energy, ascend till the medulla, and from there until the mouth tower gate above the talu, the uvula, it is a space. And it enters through the uvula, through the tongue being erected, touching the uvula. Uvula becomes the pathway where your ascended Kundalini energy enters and enter into the Brahmanadi of the Shivalinga inside. And all this works through your focus in your spine, in the stillness silence, in each chakra, vibrating the content of consciousness in each chakra becomes Namah Shivaya. You become the form. You enter into the wisdom. You become the light. This is the only stairways to the heaven. Right? So this entire human body is a temple. And this is where we are going to work in each chakras and vibrating Namah Shivaya and different layers of Namah Shivaya. And that's the power of chakras. And one of the important tool that we have to employ while doing this ascension is verse 1895. Mauna Mudra leads to Mukti finals. He who appears in Adaras as Sadashiva, he who appears in Jnana is the goodly Shiva. In the silence of Mauna Mudra, Shiva form disappears. So, not entering into the chakra, but seeing the truth of the Bindu as the motionless, stillness, silence part of Shiva, focus. The method, as I told you, so so is for inhalation, hum exhalation. Then you wait for the next breath, for another inhalation. In between, what is happening? Motionless, right? That motionless is a stillness, silence. Place your awareness there. Vibrate Namah Shivaya. What happens? Shiva form disappears. You know why? You become him. Because you are not there to know a form, because you become him everywhere. That verily is the Mukti final and the ultimate Thuli. These are some powerful words that we have to merge, and we are going to use what? Bindu as the motionless. In that motionless state of Shiva, vibrate his nada, Namah Shivaya, and both start mingling, merging, and you enter into him. Shivoham. The more you become Shivoham, aligned, the more the descending power enter into you as Mahashivarat. This is a huge topic, chakras. I hope I sail the message across. The importance of working into each chakras. Just with these two tools, still and silence, understanding what Bindu is, the motionless part of the Bindu in which you vibrate Namah Shivaya in each chakra with all power of devotion, merge into Shiva on this holy night of Mahashivaratri, so that you experience and express him to the world for yourself. It becomes established, That is why, very fantastic word. Sivan avan yen sindayul nindradana. Sivan avan, that Shiva Mahaprana, established in my consciousness. Very powerful words they are. So we have to establish. You understanding establishing? Establishing means it's a descent power, where he totally established, not only at your soul level. Please understand. Bringing light to your mind is so important. Bringing that same light to your body, that it removes diseases, it brings light to every of your cell. This becomes a complete enlightenment, because you are a human temple. Other way, method, the staircase which brings you up there. This will see the importance of Namah Shivaya mantra, which is part of today's lecture. So the power of stillness, silence, the chakras, and the 5 elements which creates the Buddha Shuddhi is possible by the Namah Shivaya mantra. I will tell. Verse 934, Thirumandiram. Letter 5 is seat of Nandi. Letter 5 is holy mantra. Letter 5 is divine chakra. Letter 5 is Lord's abode. So this sound form of Namah Shivaya, it goes into volumes. That is why we need proper guidance, proper structured teachings. Why do we need these teachings? Why do we need a master? I think so there was something there. Yeah. I'll tell you why do we need a master here. So here in verse 941, his feet are letter Na, his navel is Ma, his shoulder is Si, his mouth letter is Va, his cranial, his midbrain is Ya. Now it is no more your 5 elements. When you have merged into him, the same Namah Shivaya will vibrate his feet, his navel, his shoulder, his mouth, his brain center. This is where the Namah Shivaya takes the form of Shiva. This is how our Siddhas saw him as a direct experience. So this ascension will merge you into Shiva in that descent power, which he materializes himself as Namah Shivaya while entering into you, you get his darshan. These darshans of Shiva and all that thing don't have a petty mind to see, oh, this is another form of Shiva. Let us not be petty. There's lots more science involved. This is supramental, yeah? Power of consciousness. It can materialize. If you see its expression in the sun, the power of light, the possibility of the power of light is already existing, you know, the power of the sun. So the light is already existing. One example is the what we call sun. How many solar system we have, we won't know. And some dead stars, 300,000 light years ago, still having its light. The power of light, I'm telling you. The dark moon day, the sky is still lighted. Huh? Where it's dark, sky is still lighted. Where is this light? You know, what is this light? Long before the creation came into being, the light is always there. And you know what's the light? You and me. You and me. We are refusing to accept a great truth that I'm Shiva. That is our first error that we are doing. We fix up that error. I am the incarnation of Shiva. He chose to manifest himself as so and so person. Wow. I think so. I've already stand into a much bigger platform, you know. This is truth, sir. So what do you want to apply now is your wish. Whether you want to apply your soul as Shiva, or you want to apply that I am a doomed karmic person, came to life to suffer my karma, or you want to see that I came to life to celebrate my dharma. Celebration of Maha Shivaratri, to celebrate your dharma that you are divine Shiva. So we'll see. So his feet letter, because in Mahashivaratri, we are doing the same ascension, you know, we are going to each chakra, doing our Buddha Shuddhi. We are not going to stop there. Not only Namah Shivaya, we are going to for Shiva Nama, which I'm going to explain for the next 7 days or 6 days, maybe, what is the power of Shiva Nama. Namah Shivaya cleanse all your elements into a purified energy state, becomes wisdom. Cleanse your body tremendously. It goes to Shiva Nama, that set to deal with your mind. Another set which we'll talk about. So upon ascension, when we are doing this ascension, then we are going to bring our attention above head to bring down the descent power. In that above head, we are still going to chant the Namah Shivaya there, then invoke in each case, like what we have seen yesterday, Mrityunjaya. That is where his dance consciousness can be felt in your body. This is truth, you know. It is not of the dance of the outside world, sir. Shiva must dance in you, every part of him. Every day I'm seeing dance and I open TV, there's dance and music, every day is there. But this particular day is descend power of Shiva, and he must dance in my consciousness, and I must use my power of touch, touching Shiva inside, power of taste, tasting him. Do you think we can taste Shiva? Do you think we can? What is the power of Sahasrara chakras? What is the power below the Sahasrara where the Brahmanadi is? It secretes elixir, the liquid of Shiva. The potent liquid of Shiva is secretes in your spine. It can be tasted. And the sight, the inner eye watching the vibrations of Shiva in different permutation, combination colors. Sugandhim Pushtivartanam, the smell of the fragrance which cannot be explained. And you hear his sound as Damaruka. Hayavara Lat Om Namah Shivaya. All this can be heard. You can see his dance. Purpose of Mahashivaratri, your content of consciousness must have the dance of Shiva in your soul. Watching the dance in stillness, silence, make use of the night. It's one amazing night, sir. It's two amazing nights. If you know this yogic power of intuition and the insight of the Ananda, which we have the power to celebrate, it's really, really powerful. And Mahashivaratri is the night to do that. Power of 5-letter mantra, verse number 943. The mantra spread everywhere. That mantra is boon grants to lives all. Do you chant it appropriate? All hostility that harass you shall flee. It is the mantra that makes you mighty and strong. That mantra do you invoke, chanting Om at first, followed by Namah Shivaya. There's another one. In the 5 letters beginning with Namah Shivaya are all actions you seek to do. Whatever action you seek to do. This action, when we are telling about Namah Shivaya, is that very action which makes this content of Namah Shivaya, which is Shiva's entire body, to do its vibration in your consciousness. In that 5 letter are stubborn karmas vanquished. In that 5 letter, the sticky karma will be vanquished by those who hold it in their heart. The 5 letters with C to begin, Sivaya Nama, will bring to primordial state. The mantra here is Om Namah Shivaya, Shivaya Nama Om, Om Namah Shivaya, entering, cleanse the material body. Shivaya Nama with this cleanse, entering into Shivaya Namaha. It's a oneness. So Namah Shivaya is the sound to remove the most stickiest karma and elevate your soul as the purest to Shiva. So as we have seen today, the title of the power of silent stillness, to realize the power of the chakras and how the 5 elements can be purified by this nada called Namah Shiva. Can we just meditate for 5 minutes before we close this thing? Try to understand, please. Please close your eyes. Just watch your breathing. You don't have to do anything. Don't move. Watch your inhalation and exhalation. Go to the source who is inhaling and exhaling. And that's motionless Bindu. In the stillness silence, Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namah Om. Shivaya Namah Om. Namah Shivaya. He spreads all over you, bringing his light of cosmic wisdom and compassion, love to every part of your body. Enjoy the stillness and vibrate. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namaha. Shivaya Namaha. Namah Shivaya. Don't move. Keep watching the source of your breathing. Om Namah Shivaya Shivaya Namaha. Shivaya Namaha. Namah Shivaya. Thank you, and we'll meet tomorrow. Hara Hara Shiva Shiva. Namah Shivaya. Let us all merge, mingle to Shiva Mahapran, descend Shiva on Maha Shivaratri to establish himself into you permanently. Let him come forward in your life and lead your life towards enlightenment. Om Namah Shivaya. Shivaya Namaha. என்னாடுடைய சிவனே போற்றி, எந்நாட்டவர்க்கும் இறைவா போற்றி. திருச்சிற்றம்பலம். சிவசிதம்பரம். I'll meet you.